Will there be a sort of Justice League or Avengers type of team being formed by the end of My Hero Academia? Personally, with everything going on in the story right now, I believe an international hero team will be formed by the end of the series. And before y'all say, nah, I don't think that will happen, just sit back and listen to my little prediction slash theory on why I think this will actually happen by the end of the series and how it could tie into an eventual sequel series. Now, as we know, My Hero Academia is currently in its final big battle where we are in all-out war mode against All For One and Shigaraki. But prior to the heroes and villains entering in this big final battle, the last big fight that took place in the series was between Shigaraki and Star and Stripe, which changed everything for our heroes in Japan. Initially, before Star and Stripe pulled up to Japan to aid our heroes in taking down Shigaraki, the World Hero Association, which is an organization ran by the representatives from each country and nation around the world and are pretty much responsible in overseeing all pro heroes and dispatching them to different nations and countries in times of need, they were all holding a meeting to discuss sending their heroes to go and aid Japan in their fight against All For One and Shigaraki. But as we learned in chapter 328, some representatives were worried that the crime rates were going to increase due to the absence of their heroes, while others were on board with sending them but were being held back due to the staggering amount of procedures and paperwork needed for an international deployment effort. As we know, Star and Stripe decided to skip all of that and went straight to Japan to aid our heroes in their fight. Unfortunately, she had encountered Shigaraki on her way over to Japan and died during her fight with him, which her death caused this ripple effect where the representatives of the WHA would no longer send heroes to aid Japan, putting the dispatch operation immediately on hold, since the loss of a hero could mean the downfall of their nations. So it was decided that there was a greater need for those heroes to protect their own homes than to save the people of some far off foreign land, thus leaving Japan to fend for themselves. And currently, right now, that is exactly what the heroes of Japan are doing in the all-out war arc. With the limited number of heroes in Japan due to the aftermath of the events of the Paranormal Liberation War, making tons of heroes quit or retire from being pro-heroes due to the staggering amount of criticism that they received after the Paranormal Liberation War, the small amount of pro-heroes that remained came up with the strategy to divide and conquer the villains in the all-out war arc, because that was their best choice for winning this all-out war against All For One due to them being severely outnumbered by the villains. Now, depending on how the all-out war arc ends, there is a good chance that there will be an international team being formed by the end of the series, similar to that of Marvel's Avengers or DC's Justice League, where there will be a separate private organization similar to the WHA that is instead completely formed and ran by the heroes from each country and nation around the world, unlike the WHA where it's ran by the representatives of each country and nation's governments around the world. So if a country or nation is in need of help from a massive threat, whether it be by a natural disaster or villains, a team composed of pro heroes will be dispatched immediately to aid said country or nation. My reasons why I believe this will happen is because after the world sees how Japan was barely able to win its fight against All For One without the help of the WHA due to the selfishness of those countries and nations' representatives, Japan's heroes could decide that in order for this to never happen again, where a country and its people is left to fend for itself like the way they were, that there will need to be a new hero organization formed, which would be this Avengers slash Justice League-esque team that will prevent that from ever happening again. As we've seen prior to the death of Star, when the representatives of the WHA were discussing sending heroes to Japan, we've seen two pro heroes, both Salam and Big Red Dot from Egypt and Singapore respectively, getting frustrated with the WHA on why they weren't being sent out immediately to aid Japan and its heroes in their fight against All For One, all because of some paperwork. So I doubt heroes from around the world would even oppose this idea or even becoming members of this team team, since there were many heroes like Salam and Big Red Dot who were down to just up and leave right then and there to aid Japan as soon as All Might and the others requested for help, which also includes Star, since she literally dipped without getting her country's approval first. Of course, since the heroes of Japan would be the ones to originally form this team, the founding members would obviously be Deku, Bakugo, Todoroki, plus the rest of Class A, B, and the pro heroes. Also, this would make for a pretty neat ending, since the world will no longer need to depend on a single person to represent that symbol of peace that makes villains cower in fear. But with this new hero team, villains would have to worry about multiple heroes representing that symbol, as well as just people in general being able to feel a lot more safe with this team existing now. And that pretty much sums up my prediction, but earlier I did mention how this decision could lead to a possible sequel series that would follow the members of this new team. And the reason why I said that is because with this new hero team being formed, there will obviously be a lot of good coming from this, but there would also be a lot of bad as well, in terms of how countries and more specifically villains would react to this new hero team being formed. As we know from the main series, All For One has friends from all over the world who are currently, as of right now, in the All Out War arc, stirring up trouble in their respective countries and nations in order to keep their heroes busy and those countries busy with those villains and their crime rates, right? But after everything is all said and done in the war arc, plus this new hero team being formed because of it, we could see a villain team being formed as their sort of response to this new hero team, where you have this new up and coming villain being the leader of this team, taking the place of All For One as this new demon lord and filling in that power vacuum left by All For One when he was defeated or is defeated by the end of the series. Honestly, I think it would be very cool to see an Avengers / Justice League-esque team being formed by the end of the series, because so far there really isn't anything like that in My Hero Academia. The closest thing to an Avengers type of team that we've seen would be in the World Heroes Mission movie, where the WHA sent heroes from all over the world to help stop the threat of Humorize. But as we know, the WHA kinda sucks and seems to only act in their own self-interest instead of doing the right thing, as seen after Star's death, with them abandoning Japan. Still, this is only just a prediction / theory on an Avengers / Justice League-esque team being formed as a result of everything that's happened with Star and Stripe and what might happen after the All Out War arc. We still don't know what will happen during this arc, so I most likely will get some things wrong, or my prediction might not even come true and be completely wrong, but who knows, maybe my prediction did get a few things right. We will just have to wait and see. With that said, let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below, on whether or not you think an Avengers / Justice League-esque team will be forming by the end of the series. And hey, would you even like to see this happen? Let me know everything in the comment section below. Let's have a discussion. Like always, thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed the video, then be sure to Detroit smash that like button below, as well as share this video with your friends. It greatly helps the channel out a ton. And if you are new to the channel and you like My Hero Academia content, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, as well as hit that notification bell to join the Kitoroki Hero Academia to become my hero. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.